Everyone has a favorite pair of jeans, whether they're for work, school, or just to wear around the house. Everyone has a favorite, but what would you do if you got a hole in them? Today I'm going to show you how to patch up your jeans. My mom has been sewing and patching up clothes for me and my family for as long as I can remember, but when she showed me how to sew, I started doing it for myself. I think sewing is a skill that everyone should learn, even if you're never going to do it. It's nice to know how to. Today I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to need to patch up a pair of jeans, what may work better, and how to do the stitch. But before you can sew, you need to know what materials you need. In order for you to patch up your jeans, you'll need several things. Jessie Ratnick from Instructable says at the very least you'll need needles, pins, thread, and a patch. But you can also use chalk, a ruler or a measuring scale, cloth, and your jeans, of course. If you don't want to patch up a rip, you can just sew them together, but if you have a hole, you're going to need to patch it up. If you don't have fabric scissors, you can just use regular ones because they'll work just as good. And you also need to match up your thread and your needle. If you have thin thread, you need to use a thin needle, but if you have thick thread, you need to use a thicker needle because it won't look right when you sew it. Now that you have everything you need, you can get to work. However you want your jeans to look is how you need to match up your patch and your cloth. If they're work pants, you may want to use a plain patch and sew it on the outside, but if they're pants that you want to wear to school or to the grocery store, you may want to use a fabric cloth, a pattern cloth, and sew it on the inside. I'm using a patch and I'm going to sew it on the outside. After you've picked out the cloth that you want and you know whether you want to sew it on the inside or outside, you need to cut it. Teaching Tools Hand Sewing Basics says that if you're cutting it on the inside, then you need to cut it about ½ inch to 1 inch bigger than your hole, but if you're sewing it on the outside, cut it about ½ inch bigger than your hole. After you've cut the cloth, you need to pin it down. If you're pinning it on the inside, you need to put your pants inside out, lay the cloth over your hole and pin it, but I'm pinning mine on the outside, so I'm just going to lay it over the hole and pin it down. You're pinning it down so that it's secure, and when you sew it, it doesn't create ripples. You can pin it all the way around, but I just pin mine in the corner so it's down and secure so it doesn't move. It doesn't matter how many pins you use. Now that everything is matched up, you can start sewing. Personally, I think sewing is the easiest part. First, what you need to do is get your thread and put it through the pinhole of the needle. Personally, I think it's easiest if you take your thread, trim the end, lick it, and put it through the pinhole. It may take a couple of tries if you've never done it before. After that, you need about 1 foot of thread and cut it off. You're not going to need this much, but you don't want to have not enough and then have to go back and start all over again. Next, after you have your thread, you're going to need to tie a hole in the end. I'm going to show you this so it's easier to see. You take the long end, match it up with the pinhole, measure it to the top, wrap it around 5 to 10 times, and then squeeze all of the thread down to the bottom. And then just tighten it. And if you have loose ends, you can cut those off, but I usually leave mine on till the end. So I'm going to do that. Take the end of your thread, match it to the pinhole, measure the length of the needle, wrap it 5 to 10 times, and then squeeze all of it down to the end. Make sure that the short end doesn't go through the pinhole, but if it does, you can stick it back through with no problem. Alicia Thomas says in the article, Hand Sewing the Basics, to tie the knot big enough so that it won't slip through the pinhole or through the fabric when you're sewing. Now that the knot is tied, you can start sewing. I sew like this. You always want to start on the inside. Go up through the fabric, down, and you want want to sew as close to the edge of the patch as possible if you're sewing on the outside. But if you're sewing on the inside, you want to sew as close to the hole as possible. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sew it, and then I'm going to show you how to tie it at the end. When you get to a pin, just take it out. It's no problem. But you're going to start from on the inside. I always like to start in the corners so I know where I can start and end it. And once you get to another corner, you can just go back down the edge. It doesn't matter. So, again, you get to a pin, just take it out. It's no problem. Now, since I'm at the edge, I'm going to show you how to tie a knot when you're finished. What you're going to do is you're going to go back up and down very close together, and you're going to leave a loop at the bottom on the inside. After you have the loop, it's going to be like this. There's going to be a loop on the inside. You're going to take the needle, you're going to stick it through the loop once and pull it, and then you're going to stick it through the loop again and pull it, and this time you're going to tighten it, and it's going to create a knot. After you create the knot, just pull it, there's a knot, and you just cut off the end. After you've done this, your patch is now sewed on. I didn't sew mine all the way down just for the sake of time. I have now shown you how to patch up a hole or rip in your jeans. It's very easy and simple to do. Now, in the near future, if you're faced with having to patch up, you'll know what to do and you will not be overwhelmed. Sewing mends the soul, but obviously it mends the holes in your jeans too.